All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Board of Commissioners meeting, this April 14th, 2026. I'm pleased today that we have my friend and Pastor Zollicoffer of New Friendship Missionary Baptist Church. He will be providing our invocation, and that will be followed by the pledge, which will be brought by Cobb County firefighter Jake Rogers. For those of you who are willing and able, please stand for both our invocation and our pledge.
Let us pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we come before your throne of grace on this morning. Again, thanking you, Lord, for another opportunity to be here with our Board of Commissioners. We just praise you for this day that's been coming ever since the beginning of time. And Lord, as we gather here today, we pray, Lord, your presence be felt and known. We pray that you touch each and every one of our commissioners, the decisions that they are about to make, that it be sound and be best for this community, this state at large. Then we pray for those who have come in and trying to get permits to change the landscape of our community, that whatever decision is made, that they would be satisfied with it, and that no disturbance take place in this place. Be with them this day. This we do ask. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor Zollicoffer and Firefighter Rogers. Our meeting is now called to order. And Commissioners, before we get started with presentations, I would like to add 2 non-agenda items to our presentations. Therefore, I move that we approve the addition of the following non-agenda items to the end of our presentations. The first is to present a proclamation designating April 19th through the 25th of 2026 as Crime Victims' Rights Week in Cobb County. And the second is to present the results of the 2028 SPLOST program survey. Is there a second?
Second. Second.
All right, is there any discussion? Call the question. The motion carries 5-0. That now takes us to the presentation tab. Our first one is to present a proclamation to Family Promise Center of Cobb County in honor of their 2026 Annual Giving Week. For those who are here as a part of that proclamation, please join Commissioner Eric Allen up front.
So Family Promise of Cobb County is a lifeline for Cobb families since 2014. It has provided emergency shelter, eviction prevention, transitional housing, and stabilization services to families with children who are experiencing or at risk of homelessness. The Family Promise model is unique because it keeps families together and connected, so parents can work and children can go to school while working towards stable, permanent housing. This work is powered by our community, local congregations, businesses, volunteers, and donors. Annual Giving Week, April 18th through 25, kicks off with the second annual It Started with a Sandwich Luncheon and Silent Auction, a celebration that reminds us how a simple act of compassion can grow into a lasting community commitment. There are many ways to help. We encourage every resident, business, and organization in Cobb County to volunteer, donate, or sponsor during this annual Giving Week. So I'd like to thank the Family Promise and the work that you all do for our community. Would you like to say a few words?
Hello, good morning. My name is Autumn Sines. I'm the Executive Director of Family Promise of Cobb County. We have been in the community since 2014. And as Commissioner Eric said, we provide housing, eviction prevention, and case management services to families who have children in our school systems, City of Marietta and Cobb County schools, who are experiencing homelessness and or on the brink of homelessness. We believe that if we can support these families, we will decrease the trauma that the children experience by becoming homeless or on the brink of homelessness. It's all about the child. We always say that, isn't it better to try to get the child out of a car that they're living in and into our program instead of living out in unsafe environments? So if you're interested in learning more about Family Promise of Cobb County, you can go to our website, and we will be hanging around a little bit after our presentation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Please join me in thanking them for their service to Cobb. Get you centered. Thank you. For our next presentations, I ask that those here who are with our 911 department to please join me up front. There are many of you, so we're going to have to fill in this part here. I got a chance to meet a lot of you this morning, but some of you trickled in afterwards. But from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for the work that you do in keeping Cobb County safe and responding to our citizens in their gravest time of need. We have a proclamation to recognize these professionals in front of you today and their service to our community. Whereas the public safety telecommunications professionals of the Cobb County Department of Emergency Communications serve as the calm voice in the chaos, answering every call with professionalism, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to service. And whereas these dedicated professionals are the first point of contact during emergencies, gathering critical information, providing life-saving instructions, and coordinating the response of public safety personnel, they make an impact with every successful response, every life saved, and every moment of assurance. And whereas in Cobb County, behind every call for help are the men and women of a premier team that continues to lead the way in public safety communications through investments in training, wellness, and innovation, ensuring a strong and resilient workforce and exceptional service to our community. And whereas the department's accomplishments reflect the dedication of its people, including the advancements that we've made with next-gen 911 capabilities, earning its 8th CALIA accreditation with excellence, and achieving triple accredited Center of Excellence status through the International Academics of Emergency Dispatch, becoming only the 27th agency in the world, the whole world, to do so. Now, therefore, we, the Cobb County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim the week of April 12th, 2026 as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in Cobb County. We honor them, and we are appreciative of their service and dedication, and urge all of our residents to join in applauding those who serve as the first responders of our community this, the 14th day of April, 2026.
Thank you, Chairwoman, Commissioners. Dr. McMorris, Director Register, we could not achieve what we have without your support, your continued support, and all of the department heads. Our Information Technology Services Department is really what runs the 911 Center. So we cheated a little bit, y'all. I promise we have a full staff working up at the center today. I have all of our new recruit class here today, so welcome to the new recruits. And we have members of our technology team, our professional standards unit, our support services and training team. So yeah, we do have staff working today, I promise. As Chairwoman said, we are the 27th agency in the world to achieve a Tri-ACE accreditation. We're extremely proud of that. Most recently, and our final accreditation provided by this industry, is our partnership with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the Missing Kids Readiness Project, which tells our community that we have trained appropriately, we have written the policies, and we are ready to serve the public in the case of missing or endangered child. So again, this team is top-notch. We're one of the most esteemed 911 centers in the country, highly sought after, the best trained. I can't say enough about this team, and I certainly am not the cause of it. It's everybody here in this room and everybody in the center. So we appreciate the recognition. Thank you, Chairwoman.
Thank you. Our award-winning 911 center.
Yes, ma'am. All righty, those of you who are here with Animal Services, please join Commissioner Burrell up front.
Good morning. Well, good morning, everyone. Everyone knows canines are my favorites, but today we're here to honor our Animal Services Department, Steve Hammond, our director, and all these folks that take care of the animals at the Cobb County Animal Shelter. So, whereas the National Animal Control Association designated the week of April the second week of April each year as Animal Control Officer Appreciation Week, fostering a nationwide initiative to honor the invaluable contributions that animal control officers provide communities across the country. And whereas every day animal control officers and animal technicians place themselves in potentially dangerous situations to safeguard the well-being of animals and the public, working duties ranging from rescuing animals in distress to investigating instances of animal cruelty, all while advocating for responsible pet ownership. And whereas animal shelter personnel prove their dedication by providing compassionate, sheltering daily care, spaying and neutering services, and essential medical attention to animals, while also extending critical community services like adoptions, lost and found assistance, vaccination and microchip clinics, outreach programs, and humane education initiatives. And whereas Cobb County commends the exemplary dedication and extensive hours of service provided by its animal control officers and animal services staff, recognizing their commitment to delivering the highest standards of customer service and upholding the safety and welfare of the community. Now therefore, we, the Cobb County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim the week of April 12th through the 20th, 2026 as Animal Control Officer Appreciation Week, urging the public to unite in expressing its gratitude to these workers for the outstanding service and exceptional performance they demonstrate throughout the year. This is the 14th day of April, 2026. So let's give them a big hand. Do you want to say a few words?
She's working.
Dr. Ballou is our veterinarian at the shelter, and she's working today, so she couldn't be with us. But Director Hammond is going to say a few words, and then.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Burrell, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Madam County Manager. We appreciate this honor. Yes, we do share it with 911. However, as fascinating as they are, they don't have kittens and puppies. So there. You know, again, thank you. These officers are dedicated to the animals and the public in Cobb County. Also, I do not want to be remiss. I want to thank Director Register for his support as well. On average, our shelter takes in over 8,000 animals a year. This is anything from cats and dogs, rabbits, snakes, lizards, and you name it. If it's got 4 legs or even some 2-leggeds, they come in. Our field services officers run 15,000 calls for service each year, covering the entire county, including all of the cities. Their calls range from stray animals, barking dogs, animal attacks, dead animals, snakes in houses. Yeah, we'll come get it. And anything else involving animals. Now, if your snake's in the yard, that's yours. We're not coming for it. You'll notice that some of our field officers are wearing bulletproof vests. Their jobs are dangerous. Not just the 4-legged animals, but the 2-legged ones as well. Our officers have been shot at, threatened, and assaulted for just doing their jobs. I was asked recently about turnover and why we don't have the same turnover as other departments. I'd like to think it's because I'm a great boss. My answer was we work them so hard that when they get time off, they don't have the energy to look for another job. When you work a full day at Animal Services, you worked a full day. They work 12-hour days. When they go home, they're tired. They don't have any time for mischief. These men and women are not in it for the pay. They're in it for the love of work. Many of our officers will leave, and very shortly after that will come back because they miss the work and the animals. One of the milestones that we're very proud of is all of our field officers are certified as animal control officers through Colorado State University. We also have 3 that are certified as animal cruelty investigators. I'm not aware of any other department in Atlanta or in Georgia or maybe even the Southeast that carries that distinction. So we're very proud of that, the professionalism that they have. Again, we appreciate the support of the board, county manager, and Director Register, because we couldn't do that without them. So these are the heroes right here in the animal world. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd like to personally thank you. I started a program in 2017, Superior Pets for Patriotic Vets, and it's free pet adoptions from our sponsor, Superior Plumbing, for dogs or cats, free for veterans at the shelter. And I know y'all work with the folks that adopt, the veterans that adopt, and we're up to 267 adoptions through that program. So thank you for working with the community, with the veterans, with everyone involved. And just on another personal note, all my 3 beagles I've had are been from the Cobb County Animal Shelter. So adopt, please adopt. They're full. Yes. So thank you. Let's get a picture.
All right, next up, we have a presentation with anyone who's here from Crime Victims' Rights Week. Please join our Commissioner Sheffield up front. Thank you.
Morning, good morning. You guys look great this morning. Of course, Rose looks the best of all. Okay. Whereas since 1981, the President's Task Force on Victims of Crime envisioned a national commitment to a more equitable and supportive response to victims. This commemorative week celebrates the energy, perseverance, and commitment that launched the victims' rights movement, inspired its progress, and continues to advance the cause of justice for crime victims. And whereas crime can leave a lasting impact on any person regardless of age, national origin, race, creed, religion, gender, sexual orientation, immigration, or economic status. Incorporating the community's existing experts and trusted sources of support into efforts to fully serve survivors will develop a criminal justice system response that is truly accessible and appropriate for all victims of crime. And whereas last year, advocates for the Crime Victim Services Program within the District Attorney's Office served thousands of crime victims, and through their advocacy and support, empowered those victims to face their grief, loss, fear, anger, and hope without judgment, and feel understood, heard, and respected. We honor the rights of these victims, including their right to be heard, to be treated with fairness, dignity, and respect. And whereas this year during National Crime Victims Rights Week, we commit to ensuring that all victims of crime are afforded their right and receive a trauma-informed response. We continue to strengthen victims and survivors in the aftermath of crime, build resilience in our community. Now, therefore, we, the Cobb County Board of Commissioners, hereby proclaim the week of April 19th through the 25th, 2026 as National Crime Victim Rights Week in Cobb County. This, the 14th day of April 2026. Thank you. Does anyone?
Okay. Thank you. My name is Dilma Dos Reis. I'm the Director of Victim Service at Cobb County District Attorney's Office. Thank you for this recognition. She said that victims in Cobb County felt recognized. Victims in Cobb County was empowered. Last year, we served over 12,000 victims in Cobb County. So all of them was treated with the dignity and respect that they deserved. So I'm here to invite everyone to take a fight. This is a fight because Cobb County deserves a place where the victims will feel empowered. So I'm going to read a little bit about our journey as a victim witness. So I'm starting with this quote. Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are. Let that marinate, okay? This is a powerful reminder that justice demands collective responsibility, empathy, and action. This Victims' Rights Week, under the theme Advocacy in Action, we are reminded that justice is fully realized when communities stand with survivors and transform awareness into meaningful change. The District Attorney's Office remains committed to this mission, work alongside victims, families, and community partners to restore dignity, promote safety, and strengthening pathways to healing through victim-centered approach. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here and reaffirm our commitment to justice, to survivors. We are honored to accept this proclamation in recognition of Victims' Rights Week and its theme, Advocacy in Action. As we reflect on this week, we renew our commitment to advocacy in action because justice is not just a principle we uphold, but a promise we are called to fulfill. So we do have Victim Advocate Academy every year for citizens, for community advocates. Please join us as this fight, because when you become a victim in Cobb County, we take action. It's always advocacy in action. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for what you guys do. Yeah.
Our final presentation this morning will be to receive a presentation regarding results of the 2028 SPLOST Program Survey, which will be brought by our Deputy County Manager, Bill Volkman.
Thanks, sir. Good morning, Chairwoman, Commissioners, County Manager. Thank you for letting us share these results. We've been working on these since January 14th. The survey closed on April 1st. So I just want to share a little bit how we've collected information and how we've shared out our information regarding the 2028 SPLOST projects. And it's important to note that I can't say this enough. This is a renewal of an existing sales tax. This is not a new sales tax. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the community engagement open houses that we had, the survey results, and then also our approved timeline for the 2028 SPLOST. Here are the community open houses that we scheduled. We actually did 9 scheduled for the public, and those were a combination of individual community engagement sessions that were county only, and then we also did one with each of our partner cities to make sure that we had a comprehensive list of all the projects that will be presented throughout the county. And then one of the very last one that you'll see there on April 1st, we added one at the direction of the county manager, and this was probably our most heavily attended, was for our business community. So these were for vendors that were interested in SPLOST projects to just educate them about what is coming up. We had tremendous feedback from the vendors that attended that. They were just blown away about the projects. They were excited to get involved and wanted to hear more about them and get the details as we move forward. So we promise to keep them in loop as we move forward with the final project list at the end of this month. Okay, so we have some good news to share so far. We had just over 2,000 responses to the survey, and we are sitting at 84+% approval of the 2028 SPLOST projects and the SPLOST program. And I want to show you kind of some breakdowns of this. Some themes really emerged throughout this process. We asked these questions a variety of different ways, but the 2 emerging themes were DOT and parks throughout this program, and we listed these a variety of different ways. This table shows you that resurfacing and sidewalk pedestrian safety projects were 1 and 2. Parks came in at 3 for parks renovation and expansion. So again, this has been kind of the cornerstone of our previous SPLOST, of DOT being a large part of it. It continues to be a cornerstone as we move forward. Parks has done very well in their support as well, so we kind of walk through those. We have some very specific projects listed there as well, but most of our projects did very well as we walk through this. The one that would probably stand out, and we can spend some time talking about this, is the courthouse. Obviously, most people aren't very excited about a courthouse, but we did that. We added it to SPLOST at the Board of commissioner's direction to find a way to do that without increasing property taxes or sales taxes on our constituents. So if we were to go a different route, that would have to come with additional revenue. This was using the revenue that was already there. And so if the renewal passes, this again, no tax increase, but allow us to build a project that is greatly needed and been discussed for several years. Any questions on this slide before I move to the next? Very good. Okay. So again, we tried to ask these questions a variety of different ways to make sure we are capturing the best feedback we can. So this is another way to identify the project summaries. So again, transportation and parks, again, 1 and 2, but we also showed you kind of from the responses, the percentage in favor versus the ones that are unsupportive. So in favor is in blue, not supportive is in red. So all of our projects exceeded their support versus those that are not supportive. And again, projects like transportation, road resurfacing, parks, facilities, and renovations were clearly 1 and 2, but most of our projects performed extremely well. Any questions on this slide before I move on? Very good. Okay, this is really what I think we want to share the most here is, yes, we have positive feedback on our projects and the SPLOST program as a whole, but important to note is our timetable as we kind of move through this process. At the end of the month, we'll be voting on our final project list for the 2028 SPLOST. And what we'll be doing from that, starting in May, is we're going to complete this SPLOST booklet, which will include both the county and city projects, and then that will be published. So that will be a great summary with detailed descriptions of the projects. So you're going to see, not only parks renovations, but a list specifically kind of what we're doing, give a high-level overview where we're going to say these parks, but maybe not limited to. And then DOT, we have very specific projects listed, but we also have buckets like resurfacing, drainage, and others. So that will be our plan for May. And then in May, we'll also be bringing the IGAs, the agreements between us and the cities, back for the board to approve. And that is going to come down to the distributions. And those have been agreed upon. The cities are working through their project lists, and most have finalized those as well. In June, we're going to be bringing the ballot language forward for the November ballot. So the board will be approving the language that you'll see on the ballot in November. And then last but not least, in November, we will actually have the referendum. Now, just not on this slide, one of the things that we want to do is we did a lot of community engagement early in the process to make sure we had good feedback on our projects that we're bringing forward, but also we want to do some additional community engagement, late summer, early fall, to kind of just remind everybody, hey, this is coming forward, this is a renewal, just again, educating the community on what they're voting for. Okay. Any questions on the time frame? No? Good. Okay, and last but not least, I do want to thank the staff and the commissioners and our county manager who attended the community engagement sessions. Thank you all for being there. I know a lot of you were able to answer a lot of questions from your constituents. It was very helpful for our staff. And again, thank you, staff, for being there. I know we asked a lot of you in those meetings, but obviously they did a great job. And again, the feedback from the people who attended those were very positive. It's always great to have experts in the room because I know I can't answer DOT questions and parks questions, so having those experts in the room did a great job, and they were fantastic. So again, thank you, team. Any questions for the board?
Questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the presentation this morning.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I
Sorry.
have something to add to your
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you turn your microphone on, Commissioner?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Thank you.
So Bill, when we started our list, we were asked to go through the projects, mainly in our district and any others that we wanted to add or scale back or change and adjust. So over the period of the open houses, and there were 2 in District 3 that I attended, and we had some questions about certain ones and the cost and everything. So we knew that if we wanted to add new projects, we'd have to find the money to cover them because the list was already designated for the amount projected to come in from the SPLOST if it passes. So some feedback, not a whole lot, but some feedback was on one of my projects, the East Cobb Library. So that is a lease that we pay currently and have since 2009, a 20-year lease, which will expire in 2029. And this SPLOST is for 2028 to start. So it's pretty good timing to sync with the lease expiring to build a new library. The East Cobb Library now is situated in a shopping center, but it's a great location, and it's the second busiest library of all 15, 16 libraries that we have throughout the county. So we don't want to close it, but it's kind of, to me, a waste of money putting toward a lease of over $400,000 a year to rent them. So we looked at, with the department head, with Keith, with the agency director, Jatan, county manager, and you, looked at what we could do to scale back the cost and for the library. And we did that. Initially, we had taken some money off of that, but on this proposed list, it's at $25 million. So we're looking at reducing that to $20 million, still building a nice library with the approximately the same square footage, and building our own building that the county will own and getting out of the lease. So with that $5 million, I have a DOT project and a parks project that I'd like to adjust.
Okay.
So these will be two new projects to compensate for the $5 million from the library. And one for DOT is, y'all all remember all the flooding we had in 2021. And when we did the tree project for Columns Drive, that's just been completed and looks great, thank you, DOT. We also got some requests from the community there, the committee that we worked with, to look at flooding in that area as well. So with the help of Drew and DOT and Water, Alicia Giddens, we're requesting that $3 million of the $5 million from the library go to the Soap Creek watershed improvements, and that will be provide support to address flooding and stormwater within Soap Creek watershed. Specific projects may include one or more of the following: watershed analysis, Columns Drive over Soap Creek Bridge enhancements, floodplain acquisition, offline regional detention facility, stream bank restoration, and other public stormwater improvements within the watershed. So that will be $3 million for DOT.
Okay.
And then for the other $2 million, I'm requesting $2 million go to Parks and Rec projects. And that would be for improvements, upgrades, and enhancements to existing Cobb parks and recreation facilities within District 3. So I'm shifting money within my district, and would hope that the board would support that going on the list now.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. Any other questions, comments?
You don't have any questions?
Okay. All right. Well, again, thank you all for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay, that now takes us to our first public hearing, and we'll hear from our DOT Director, Drew Ressler.
Good morning, Chairwoman, Commissioners, County Manager. The purpose of this item is to conduct a public hearing for the proposed closure and abandonment of Miller Drive and Holland Road Southeast, and the proposed abandonment of a portion of Burnt Hickory Way. DOT staff has been contacted regarding these sections of public right-of-way which appear to no longer serve a public purpose. In accordance with state law, a public hearing must be held prior to the closing and abandonment of a public roadway. What we'd like to propose here is a single public hearing to cover each of these three, and then 3 separate actions on each individual roadway. Therefore, the department recommends the Board of Commissioners conduct a public hearing for the proposed closure and abandonment of Miller Drive and Holland Road Southeast, and the proposed abandonment of a portion of Burnt Hickory Way. That was it, sorry.
Okay, I'm looking at the long item here. You just shortened that a bit.
Of course.
Yes. Okay, with that being said, if anyone is here with respect to either one of those matters, you have the ability to address the board on that matter and that matter only for 3 minutes, and we'll take an unlimited number of speakers. Okay. Do we have any speakers for this matter? Okay, not seeing any, we'll close the hearing, and Drew, I understand we'll walk through the vote for each of those
Yes, ma'am. It'll be
individually.
3 separate recommended actions. The first is to recommend the Board of Commissioners determine that the referenced portion of Miller Drive right-of-way serves no substantial public purpose, authorize the disposition of same by quitclaim deed to the adjoining property owners, and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents in forms substantially similar to those attached.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Burrow.
Yes, so Drew, will this be a private road? Or no road at all?
So this one would be absorbed, it would be a private road and then absorbed into the adjacent property.
Okay, because there's only
That's
one
right,
residence
there's just the one
there.
property.
Okay, thank you. Motion to approve.
Okay, I'll second. Is there any discussion? Call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. The next recommendation would be to recommend the Board of Commissioners determine that the referenced portion of Holland Road Southeast right-of-way serves no substantial public purpose, authorize the disposition of same by quitclaim deed to the adjoining owners, and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents in forms substantially similar to those attached.
Commissioner Allen.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. And finally, the department recommends the Board of Commissioners determine that the referenced portion of Burnt Hickory Way right-of-way serves no substantial public purpose, authorize the disposition of same by quitclaim deed to the adjoining owners, and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents in forms substantially similar to those attached.
Commissioner Gamble.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Call the question. The motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
This now takes us to our first public comment, and I'll turn things over to our county attorney, Debbie Blair.
Good morning. As the board provides the podium for public comment, it's appropriate to review the related meeting rules. Please state your name and if you are speaking on behalf of an organization. All comments should be made to the commission as a body and addressed through the chair. Public comment is not a dialogue with the board, but an opportunity for speakers to provide their comments to the board. Comments should not be slanderous. The board encourages, regardless of the topic, for the audience to be respectful and courteous to all speakers. Everyone attending this meeting should give others the right to both listen and be heard by treating each other with civility. Statements made during the public comments portion do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the board or the administration of Cobb County government. And a timer is on the podium for you to track your 3 minutes. Our first speaker this morning is Ms. Denny Wilson.
Good morning. Cobb County homeless population is growing right before our very eyes, but that doesn't mean that they shouldn't be treated with dignity and respect because they're human beings just like us. The recent eviction of the homeless population from the only place that they call home was cruel, evil, and it was unjust. From their removal from private properties to the removal of benches, the only places they had to sleep. Miss Juanita Jackson was one person that was removed from a bench that she kept made up daily, better than most people make their beds at home. Many of you probably passed the Clay Road Library and you saw her sleeping there. Not only was she removed, but so was the bench that she slept on. She's now missing, and many community people are looking for her. These agencies that go out in the year for a count of the homeless population, I don't know if they receive funding for their count or not, but if they do, that money needs to be resurfaced back into services for our homeless community. You really need to be careful how you treat the homeless, because many of them are down on their luck and need assistance getting back on their feet. I would love to see Cobb County create a homeless task force if there isn't one, and I'll be the first one to join. I make sure most days that they have food, even if it's cooked in my own kitchen. I try and find daily jobs for them to do to make money so that they can afford shelter, even though it's short term. Be sensitive and cautious to their needs, even though they are different from most of us. Don't victimize them for being homeless, because one day we could all trade places with them. And I just need you guys to be more aware of what's going on. And number two, seeing the SPLOST projects up on the screen and seeing the approval rating of the people from the communities, how can you guys expect us to give you money when you keep throwing away taxpayers' money, like this lawsuit with District Attorney Sonia Allen? This is the home rule case repeating itself all over again. You're throwing money at this case when you know that she was elected, not selected. And there's a big difference in that. I mean, I think the county should go ahead, give her money. She's earned it, and she's deserving of it. And number two, this rental of the Civic Center. I mean, why is the county involved in political debates? Since when does Cobb County come out and tell people who to vote for? But we know why. We know why this is going on. But again, it's throwing away the taxpayers' money. So how can you come to us for more money?
Ms. Wilson, your time has run.
When you're not utilizing what we already give you? Thank you.
The next speaker is Mr. Robert Smith.
Good morning. My name is Robert Smith, and I was falsely arrested by the Marietta Police Department. My parents passed away, and an estate was done. I'm the head of the estate. I found out that a car was in my mother's name. So I retrieved the car, brought it here to Georgia, went to motor vehicle to register the car. I got all of the paperwork, the estate, the death certificate, insurance, everything that I needed to transfer the car over to my name. Motor vehicle looked it in the system and said, oh, the car, they have it down as stolen. So I said, oh, okay, well, what do I need to do? So they said, you got to go to the police station so they can take the NCIC off of it so the car can be cleared. So I'm not thinking of nothing. I get the paperwork. I go right here to the police department, and in the front, I've been speaking to different people. So they passing the paperwork around, and it seemed kind of fishy, so I'm like, something ain't right. So a detective come out, Detective Moore. He comes out, he's looking at it, he's looking at the paperwork. He says, your address is on it. I said, sir, my address is supposed to be on it. My mother is deceased. They live in Alabama. The house, everything was lost because we didn't have no legal paperwork for everything. So he said, oh, okay. About a half an hour later, 2 police officers running up on me, they arrested me right here. I don't really have no shoes on or nothing, didn't think of nothing. They, you know, when they handcuffed me, I'm telling them, sir, I'm an older man, my shoulder, I have a bad shoulder. Didn't care nothing about it, took me out in front of this police station. they got someone, the paddy wagon. So the guy took the handcuffs off me and went to handcuff me in the front. One of the officers says to me, and make sure you don't make a move or nothing, because if you do, like he was gonna do something to me. And I ended up going to Cobb County Jail. They took me there, and I'm saying, what am I here for? They said, you here for stolen property. How could it be stolen if I'm the head of the estate? I have the death certificate. I have all of my legal paperwork for my mother's car. And the police officer, when I was in the jail system, they was telling me that.
Mr. Smith, your time has run.
Mr. Smith, I'd like to connect you with our police chief in the back. You stated that this was City of Marietta. If that's the case, he can at least help make that connection so that someone can best respond. If this truly did happen in Cobb County, he still is best able to respond to your matter. RJ, if you can help make that connection, thank you. He's in the back, RJ, if you can. Thank you.
The next speaker is Mr. Donald Barth.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I wanted to sing a little ditty to you.
Okay. Yes, we need your name, please.
Donald Barth.
Thank you.
I don't care if it rains or freezes as long as Trump and Cupid want to be Jesus. When we talk about this, we're on the splost again, and splost is a good thing until you get to that dais up there. There's 4 of you up there on that dais. They're like going to church. Somebody sitting on that bench saying, hallelujah, throwing money in the offering. But they're reaching in somebody else's purse. Oh, I'm so benevolent, but it's not your money. Whose money is it? Well, it's everybody but your money. Somehow we cannot convince you that splost is a good thing. Splost has specific things. When it came down to the veterans, some people got lazy. You didn't show any respect to the veterans. You bought some votes. You bought some votes. That's all you bought. No respect. Respect would have been to get out and earn the money. There's so much money flowing through Cobb County right now, we can go down there to the gulch down there by the battery. Look at the amount of money flowing through Cobb. And we couldn't have found a few dollars. We're talking about right now getting some money up for the homeless. In the meantime, I hope you understand that splost has a specific purpose. It's a long-term goal. You, particular, I think have ruined the name. You've turned splost into a 4-letter word. Let's educate the people. What is splost and exactly what you're going to do with the money. Buying votes, not going to work. When you go to church and you throw an offering into the plate, please make sure you reach in your own pocket. Thank you.
The final speaker is Ms. Taylor Arnold.
All right. Hello, it's me, Taylor, here to talk about flock again. The first time I spoke here, I raised concerns about the Cobb County's use of flock safety, specifically around ICE enforcement. And at that meeting, you made a point to tell this community Cobb County does not share its data with ICE. So I've since filed 13 FOIAs to make sure we can actually say that with confidence. And out of the nearly 44 agencies we share data with, 434 have active 287G agreements, which again is an ICE partnership. The Florida Wildlife Commission, whose officers are now authorized by their governor to do immigration enforcement, searched their entire flock network for immigration activity. Smyrna, Cobb Police Department, and Powder Springs all have access to our cameras. The U.S. Postal Service, another federal agency we share with, searched the city of Dunwoody's cameras 33,000 times in a single year for immigration. Again, the Postal Service, for whatever reason, is doing federal immigration for ICE enforcement. So I'm asking the board to help me understand why we are funding a tool that is actively supporting ICE immigration enforcement in Cobb. Can this Cobb board actively and confidently state to the community that we don't help with ICE enforcement based on the data I've shared and emailed all of you? I understand this board can't stop what's happening federally. You can't stop the president from tweeting that he's going to wipe out an entire civilization. But I am telling you and identifying a single way that you can say not in my community. Canceling the flock safety contract is in your control, and over 30 cities have done so. There are leaders like Faiza Malik, who's running for LA City Council, who has called out in her platform that surveillance is not the same thing as safety. This growing demand of canceling mass surveillance technology is going to require an answer from this board, because those with power will either use it to fight for this community, or they will stay silent with while local law enforcement gets handed more power. Because the Cobb County I know and love is people figuring out how to host monthly sandwich projects with minimal funds, hosting clothing swaps that gathered almost 2,500 items, almost elected a 24-year-old mayor because it turns out people want progressive policies. Cobb County does not want to fund the investment of mass surveillance technology, and we just want community programs that benefit everyone in this county. I know I'm going up against a beast when I say cancel the flock safety contract, but I will continue to file FOIAs because it's my right to understand how the public safety tool is actually being used on the public. I will continue to share that this tool has been used to watch protesters, track women seeking abortions across state lines, enable stalking of exes. And the public has a right to understand what the SPLOS technology improvement is actually funding, because this should be the public's choice, especially when every single person is getting a snapshot of their vehicle and their whereabouts every single time someone drives by a flock camera, and feeding that data to, again, a private company that holds a perpetual irrevocable license. Thank you.
That's the last speaker.
Thank you. Ma'am, I'd like to connect you with my chief assistant, or to our last speaker. If you can speak to my chief assistant, get your contact. All right, that concludes our public comment. Commissioners, before we go into our consent agenda, we do have a number of matters to add to consent, and I will take a motion for these individually since they're distinct, unlike the last one we have for our public hearing. So with that, Commissioners, I move that we add the authorization of settlement of workers' compensation claim on behalf of Monique Davis to consent.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? I'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0. Commissioners, I also move that we add the authorization of a resolution authorizing Cobb to settle its claims against 6 remnant defendants pending the opioid litigation.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0, and those do conclude our matters to add to consent. Commissioners, there have been a number of revisions to consent. I first want to note that we did remove number 26 from consent to the regular agenda. That has to do with the FIFA World Cup grant program. And we did make revisions to agenda item number 24 that pertains to public health. And just bear with me one moment. We do have a revision also to number 34 to strike out the second paragraph of that matter pertaining to the authorization for advertisement for the State and Federal Legislative Consulting Service. Those are all the changes I've had. Just want to check in with the clerk's office, make sure I've done all of those. Okay, thank you. With that, Commissioners, I move that we approve the matters in our consent agenda as it has been revised and to authorize execution of the necessary documents by the appropriate county personnel.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0. And we'll now hear from our EMA director, if she's here, regarding agenda item number 26. This is the FIFA matter that was pulled from our consent.
Good morning, Chairwoman, Commissioners, County Manager. In November 2025, Cobb County submitted a grant application to support operational needs related to the upcoming FIFA World Cup events. On March 30th, 2026, we received official notice that our application has been approved and that Cobb County has been awarded funding as a subrecipient under the FIFA World Cup grant program. As a subrecipient, the county must comply with all required federal and state guidelines, including reporting, compliance, and performance requirements. Cobb County has been awarded $1,742,039 to support program implementation and related activities. This funding will help ensure we are prepared and aligned with regional operational and security planning for FIFA-related events. This morning's item provides background on the grant award, outlines our subrecipient responsibilities, and prepares us for executing the subrecipient agreement to ensure timely and compliant implementation. At this time, I request the Board of Commissioners authorize the acceptance of the grant award from the FIFA World Cup grant program in the amount of $1,742,039, authorize the corresponding budget transactions, and further authorize the chairwoman to execute any necessary documents.
Thank you, Director. This is an opportunity again for us to highlight this significant event that's coming to Metro Atlanta. We can't stress enough the weight of this opportunity that we have. This is geared to be the largest sporting event ever in our nation's history, coming here to not only the metro region, but Cobb County will also be activated with having 2 practice sites. And so we're very fortunate to have received additional funding to help make sure that this is not only a fun event for everyone, but also a safe event. And this funding we'll receive today will help us to do that.
Yes, it will. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, Commissioners, I move that we approve this agenda item as it has been presented.
Second.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Cassie.
Thank you.
That now takes us to the regular portion of our meeting. And we'll hear from our county manager regarding this next matter.
Good morning, Chairwoman, Board of Commissioners. It is indeed my pleasure to recommend to you the appointment of our new CFO, Mr. Curtis Buddy Tessar, as our Chief Financial Officer. Buddy,
Curtis,
commonly known by all of us, joined the Cobb County Finance Department in December of 2010 as a budget specialist and has worked in many areas, and we're so proud of him. During that tenure, he advanced to accounting manager, finance division manager in the area of treasury and budget. Buddy was named Deputy Chief Financial Officer in May of 2017 and has served as our interim CFO since this past December. Buddy holds a Bachelor's of Business Administration from the University of Georgia and a Master's of Business Administration from Liberty University. Buddy serves on the Board of Trustees for our pension plan and OPEB, the Opioid Abatement Committee, the Cobb County LRB, or License Review Board, and has chaired it since 2018. And he also serves on the Tripartite Committee. He is a member of the 2024 class of honorary commanders as well, and was a part of the inaugural RISE program that we started as part of the county succession plan. So it is indeed a pleasure to recommend to the Board of Commissioners Mr. Curtis Buddy Tessar as our new CFO. Join me in congratulating him after, of course, you approve it.
Okay. Yes, hold off now.
Yes.
This is certainly our pleasure. We've enjoyed working alongside you and look forward to doing that as you are in this new elevated role as our Chief Financial Officer. With that, I move that we approve this matter as it has been presented.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Amen.
All right. We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0. Congratulations.
I'd like to congratulate Buddy and introduce you to his beautiful wife, Karina.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you, Chairwoman. Thank you, Board. It is an honor and a privilege to be named Cobb's next CFO. Having been born and raised here for 15 years, working here for 15 years, being born and raised in this county, this is a tremendous honor. So thank you so much. Dr. Morris, thank you so much for your support through this process. And I definitely want to recognize the finance staff that's in this room and those upstairs working, watching online. They are arguably the best finance staff, which makes the best finance department within the state and arguably the nation. They're the ones who get out there and serve not only our internal departments, they serve our vendors, our employees, this board, the citizens of Cobb. So I'm very thankful for that staff. I would be remiss if I didn't thank my biggest fan and biggest supporter, the one who takes care of everything outside of these four walls. I mean that everything, so I can focus here. So I'm very grateful, and thank you, and I love you. And to my kids, they're not here today, they're at school, and I know we'll be watching this later, so I don't know where the camera's at, so Dad loves you guys, to Olivia, Joe, and Ellie. Again, thank you all very much, it's an honor.
Thank you. Buddy, why don't you come up here, and commissioners, let's join him for a photo. That now takes us to our next tab, which is with respect to the American Rescue Plan Act, and we'll hear from our Deputy County Manager, Bill Volkman.
Thank you, Chairwoman, Commissioners. We have one item, but before we do, I just want to also extend my congratulations to Buddy. Very proud of him. He's going to do fantastic things for Cobb County.
Curtis.
It's always Buddy. It's always Buddy. All right, with that, we have one item. This item is to award, right here, authorize an appropriation of funds received pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, Reflections of Trinity, for projects designed to assist in keeping Cobb residents safe. This is specifically to their food pantry program, and the reason we are bringing this is they were part of the original ask when we did the last food allocation. They hadn't met their criteria at the time. They have fully spent their funds, so we wanted to bring this item forward to put them in par with our other food programs. Just for the board's information and the public's information, we will be doing, we're in the process of doing a 90% spend assessment for the ARPA program in total. So we do anticipate some reallocations coming forward in May. So we'll be bringing that forward to the board for their consideration at that time. So with that background, I do want to ask that the Board of Commissioners authorize an appropriation of funds from funding received pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 to Reflections of Trinity in an amount not to exceed $50,000, authorize the corresponding budget transactions, and further authorize the chairwoman to execute the necessary documents for said purpose.
Okay, I'll turn this over to Commissioner Sheffield. Why don't you make this presentation?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any further discussion?
Actually, I just want to make a note for the record that Trinity is receiving funding because they have spent down to zero, because we have had other requests, and those nonprofits have not spent down to zero, and that's one of the requirements. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct, Commissioner, and
Okay.
thank you for sharing that.
Okay, so once that's spent down to zero, then there can be additional considerations for those that have also asked.
Yes, and with the Reflections of Trinity, we worked with them to try to make sure we got them to the finish line for September 30th, but we have other programs that are going to be getting close to that zero spend margin. So we are meeting with our consultant Deloitte team and those programs to decide kind of what their spending requirements may need to be through September 30th, and likewise for those that maybe won't spend their funds, so we can have that reallocation discussion. So again, just want to make sure that the funds are spent appropriately and in accordance with all proper guidance, but making sure that we meet the needs of the community with the dollars that we have available.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
With that, is there any further discussion? All right, we'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you very much.
I need to step out for a moment. I'm going to turn things over to you. You can run through the next tab. Thank you.
So next we'll have Director Ressler with Transportation.
Good morning again. DOT has 7 items for your consideration this morning under the regular tab. Our first item is to recommend the Board of Commissioners ratify previous action by the county manager authorizing emergency drainage repairs on the exchange in response to a sinkhole, approve a contract with C.W. Matthews Contracting Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $1,357,461.47 for said repairs. Project number B22108, authorize a corresponding budget transaction, and further authorize the chairwoman to execute the necessary documents.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question. Do you want
Oh, yes, I'll vote.
to? Measure passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Turn it back over to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Our next item is to recommend the Board of Commissioners approve a contract with Glosson Enterprises LLC in an amount not to exceed $102,960.70 for Timber Ridge Road Sidewalk, project number X2753. Authorize a corresponding budget transaction and further authorize the chairwoman to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Burrow.
Motion to approve.
Second. Is there any discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Our next item is to recommend the Board of Commissioners approve a contract with Glosson Enterprises LLC in an amount not to exceed $293,397.77 for Church Road Sidewalk, project number B2744. Authorize the corresponding budget transactions and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Sheffield.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Our next item is to recommend the Board of Commissioners approve a contract with Glosson Enterprises LLC in an amount not to exceed $483,777.33 for drainage system repairs on Tullamore Circle, project number B2242. Authorize the corresponding budget transactions and further authorize the chairwoman to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Burrow.
Motion to approve.
Second. Is there any discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Our next item is to recommend the Board of Commissioners approve a contract for acquisition of right-of-way with the Georgia Department of Transportation for Noonday Creek Trail at SR3 and Noonday Creek Pedestrian Bridge. Cobb County project numbers TR525 and B2461. Authorize the corresponding budget transactions and further authorize the chairwoman to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Gambrill.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Our next item is to recommend the Board of Commissioners approve Amendment Number 1 to the Cobb Framework Agreement with the Town Center Community Improvement District in an amount not to exceed $147,200 for Noonday Creek Trail at SR3 and Noonday Creek Pedestrian Bridge. Cobb County project numbers TR525 and B2461. authorize the corresponding budget transactions, and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Gambrill.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Thank you, Drew, for clearing up this matter
Of course,
with us offline. With that, we'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. And our final item this morning is to recommend the Board of Commissioners approve project number TR 546, task order number 1 to the 2025 master task order contract with Atlas Technical Consultants LLC in an amount not to exceed $199,570 for preliminary engineering design of Fry Road operational and safety improvements. Approve a Cobb framework agreement with Kennesaw State University for said project, authorize the corresponding budget transactions, and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents.
All right. Commissioner Gambrill.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Just want to highlight that this matter and also a former matter in Commission District 3 has been a response to a lot of concerns that we've heard in the community. The one for District 3 is for sidewalks near Timber Ridge Elementary, and this one is near Kennesaw State. And we're grateful that our staff has been responsive to make sure that we're providing a safer pedestrian experience for our citizens. So with that, I'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
We'll now turn to our Public Services Agency and hear from our Parks Director, Michael Brantley.
Good morning, Chairwoman, Commissioners, Madam County Manager. We have 3 items for consideration this morning. Our first item is for the Board of Commissioners to approve a contract with All-Star Lighting and Electrical Services, LLC, to supply labor, equipment, materials to replace athletic field lighting with new LED sports lighting fixtures and wiring on fields 2, 3, and 4 at Mud Creek Soccer Complex under the 2022 Parks Plus program. Current lighting needs updating, and the drivers for the lights are at the top of the pole. Since these drivers are on the top of the poles, it's become more difficult to change them on the synthetic turf fields. This item will also move those drivers to the bottom of the poles. We ask the Board of Commissioners to approve a contract with All-Star Lighting and Electrical Services using Cobb County Master Agreement in an amount not to exceed $278,965.08 for new LED sports lighting fixtures and wiring on fields 2, 3, and 4 at Mud Creek Soccer Complex under the 2022 Parks Plus program. Authorize corresponding budget transactions and further authorize the Procurement Services Director to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Sheffield.
So moved.
I'll second. Is there
Second.
any discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Our second item is for the Board of Commissioners to approve a contract with Advanced Sports Group, LLC, for construction services for the conversion to synthetic turf to the 5 infields at Al Bishop Softball Complex under the 2022 Parks Plus program. This conversion will improve playability and lessen the effects on canceling a program due to field issues. We ask the Board of Commissioners to approve a contract with Advanced Sports Group, LLC, in an amount not to exceed $1,240,259.07 for construction services for this conversion at Al Bishop Softball Complex under the 2022 Parks Plus program. Authorize corresponding budget transactions and further authorize the chairwoman to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Allen.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Our final item is for the Board of Commissioners to approve an amendment to the 2-part design-build agreement with the MAP Group, LLC, to establish the guaranteed maximum price for the construction of improvements at Fair Oaks Park and the Booth Road property under state and local fiscal recovery funds, SLRF, as a component of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. This reimbursable grant funding has been allocated for capital improvements at Fair Oaks and Booth Road for the purpose of enhancing existing facilities, including pickleball tennis, synthetic turf additions, basketball, and a small cricket pitch. We ask the Board of Commissioners to approve the 2-part design-build agreement with the MAP Group, LLC, to establish the guaranteed maximum price of $3,222,128 for the construction of improvements at Fair Oaks Park and the Booth Road property under state and local fiscal recovery funds as a component of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. Authorize the corresponding budget transactions and further authorize the chairwoman to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Allen.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
That now takes us to support services, and we'll hear from our Facilities Management Director, Andrew Yakumovic.
Good morning, Madam Chairwoman, Commissioners, and County Manager. Facilities Management has 4 items this morning. Facilities Management would like to request the Board of Commissioners approve a contract with BDR Partners, LLC for program management services for the new South Cobb Health Facility located at 490 Riverside Parkway, Austell, in an amount not to exceed $439,700. Authorize a corresponding budget transaction and further authorize the chairwoman to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Sheffield.
So moved.
Is there any discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Facilities Management would like to request the Board of Commissioners approve a contract with CDH Partners Incorporated for professional design services for the new South Cobb Health Facility located at 490 Riverside Parkway, Austell, in the amount not to exceed $807,108. Authorize the corresponding budget transaction and further authorize the chairwoman to execute the necessary documents as approved by the county attorney's office.
Commissioner Sheffield.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Just want to note, just wanted to say thank you for your work on this, and I know that we had to scale back the design just a little because of budgetary constraints, so I'm looking forward to that new plan. And we will get it done, is that what you said yesterday?
We will get it
Yeah,
done.
there is no doubt about that. Okay, thank you.
All right. Is there any other discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Facilities Management would like to request the Board of Commissioners approve a contract with Turner and Townsend Incorporated for program management services in an amount not to exceed $358,620 for the replacement of the Animal Services Facility located at 1060 Al Bishop Drive, Marietta. Authorize the corresponding budget transaction and further authorize the Procurement Services Director to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Allen.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Facilities Management would like to request the Board of Commissioners approve supplemental agreement number 1 with LDD Blue Line Incorporated in the amount of $1,615,000, utilizing 2022 SPOS funds for additional architectural services related to the replacement of the Animal Services Facility located at 1060 Al Bishop Drive, Marietta. Authorize the corresponding budget transaction and further authorize the Procurement Services Director to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Allen.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? We'll call the question. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do we have anyone for our second public?
There are no public comment.
Okay, and that takes us to our appointment tab. And Commissioners, I move that we approve the appointment of Dr. Arthur Vaughn to the Cobb County Audit Committee.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Commissioners. That now takes us to the Commissioner's public address. Once the slides are on the screen, Commissioner Gamble, you can begin.
Camp Puzzle offers free interactive public safety experience. The adventure awaits at Camp Puzzle. Camp Puzzle is a free half-day experience for children and adults on the autism spectrum. The event will be held from 10 to 1 p.m. this Saturday, April 18th, at the Cobb Safety Village, 1220 Al Bishop Drive in Marietta. Participants can explore different public safety roles, sit in a police car, ride in a fire truck, climb a ladder truck, enjoy games and crafts, and meet firefighters, police officers, sheriff's deputies, and 911 operators. All activities will take place outdoors and lunch will be provided. And lastly, our Cobb Parks and Senior Services is having our next Battle of the Paddles to raise money for Meals on Wheels. You can join us at 10 a.m. on Friday, April 24th at the Jim R. Miller Park Event Center at 2245 Callaway Road to watch the action. Trophy will be awarded to winners, and the department or elected office that raises the most funds will receive special recognition. For employees, it's not too late to sign up. Registration closes Friday, April 17th. We are offering men's doubles and co-ed doubles this year. Co-ed teams may consist of either one man and one woman or two women. We look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll hear from Commissioner Allen next.
So I don't have any slides today, but as I give my update, I want to first take a moment to acknowledge the weight of the times that we're currently living in. With the global conflicts we are seeing unfold, we are essentially navigating a wartime environment. And I want to state clearly that our thoughts and profound gratitude and prayers are with the men and women of the United States military. To those who are deployed, standing in harm's way, and defending our freedoms, we are thinking of you. The courage is a stark reminder of exactly why we must honor those who serve. And it is with that deep respect in mind that I want to provide an update on the progress of the Cobb Veterans Memorial. This project has been a long-standing priority for this board and our community. Following our unanimous vote in January to allocate an additional $2 million in SPLOST funds, bringing the total contribution of the county to $5 million, we have been moving forward with the necessary administrative and design shifts. Right now, we are diligently working through the process of refining our agreement with the Veterans Memorial Foundation. This is a necessary and critical step because of the framework of this project has been evolving. It has shifted from what began as a private investment to a public SPLOST project. When we utilize substantial taxpayer dollars, we fundamentally have a duty to be responsible and legally sound in how we structure the project. To the private donors who have been with us and the foundation on this journey, we are incredibly grateful for your pledges of support. Please know that we are actively working to make sure that the elements of your elements are envisioned and are honored in the design of the memorial. We are currently collaborating with the original design engineer and making the critical transition from conceptual phase to a formal site plan. As we finalize these plans, I want to emphasize the true vision of this space. This memorial is not just about creating a peaceful place, a beautiful space for reflection, although that is deeply important. We are building a living, active hub. It is designed to serve as a central connection point to link our veterans with the vital services and resources and community support that they have earned. I also want to highlight that there is a full, unwavering support from this entire board. That is clearly reflected by our unanimous support of the memorial's funding, which even includes some of the commissioners' own directed giving. We are fully aware that that there is a lot of public interest and passion surrounding this project, and rightfully so. I want to assure you that we are committed to keeping this community informed every step of the way as we build a memorial truly worthy of the veterans who call Cobb County home.
Thank you, Commissioner Allen. We'll now hear from Commissioner Burrow.
Thank you, Commissioner Allen, for presenting that. Okay, Keep Calm Beautiful is having another medication disposal day, and the locations, first of all, it's Saturday, April 25th at 3 locations. Tim D. Lee Senior Center on Sandy Plains Road, 3332 Sandy Plains Road, and Precinct 1, Cobb Parkway, and Freeman Pool Senior Center on South Hurt Road in Smyrna. This is a day that you can bring your expired or outdated medicine, unused medicine, prescriptions that will be disposed of properly. There will be a police officer on hand and sheriff deputies as well to transport once the event is over and is secured. So come out and bring us your expired meds, April 25th, and it's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. A couple weeks ago, y'all heard from or saw the Wheeler Robotics teams, and they're going to the World Championships now in Houston, Texas, in April 29th through May 2nd. So please keep them in your prayers, support them, and you can also go to their GoFundMe page to help with their expenses while traveling. And they've pretty much assured me they're going to bring home a world championship. So keep your fingers crossed. And finally, our new fire station 12 is ready to tour. So we have scheduled an open house for Saturday, May 2nd, 853 Chastain Corners at Canton Road intersection. Come meet the firefighters, tour the station, and enjoy the special community event. We're very excited. The public has been asking and asking. So May 2nd, Saturday, May 2nd at 11 a.m. come to the new Fire Station 12. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Sheffield.
Thank you. District 4 news and updates. Health and wellness is in our community goes beyond programs. It's about creating spaces where families can gather and feel safe. Standing bold and strong for our smallest residents, we recently installed bollards at the Mableton Square Park to prevent vehicles from entering the park. The bollards will provide additional protection to park goers and Mableton Elementary School children. A special thanks to DOT for providing this safety enhancement. District 4 residents, this is your chance to shape the future. I'm seeking candidates to serve on the Comprehensive Plan Advisory Committee. The steering committee will work with the Planning Division to help ensure the comprehensive plan reflects our community's priorities, values, and vision. If you're interested in learning more or applying, please contact Ayana Young at ayana.young@cobbcounty.gov. Residents, business owners, and community stakeholders are invited to attend the Mableton's final 2045 Comprehensive Plan public meeting on Wednesday, April 15th at 6:30 p.m. This is your opportunity to review the draft plan and help shape Mableton's vision for the next 20 years. Join in person at Riverside Epicenter located at 135 Riverside Parkway in Mableton, or you can join virtually. Visit www.mableton.gov to access the meeting link. And finally, thank you to everyone who contributed to the success of our 4th annual district-wide cleanup. With the support of more than 300 dedicated volunteers, we collected an astounding 5,000 pounds of litter, a powerful testament to what we can accomplish together to keep our community clean, safe, and beautiful. Special thanks to Kimberly White with Keep Cobb Beautiful, Senior Services, Cobb DOT, Code Enforcement, KSU students, elected officials, and our Keep Cobb Beautiful District 4 appointees, and of course our volunteers. I also extend sincere appreciation to our sponsors, Walmart, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Dunkin', and Mooyah for their generous support. As we approach Earth Day and reflect on this year's theme, Our Power, Our Planet, we are reminded that meaningful change begins with each of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Sheffield. That concludes our meeting for today. I just want to let everyone know that April is Local County Government Month. This is an opportunity for us to share with others the work that we do, that we are committed to doing to make Cobb the best place that it could be for everyone. So just like for all of our departments, our commissioners, just to think about different ways that we can continue to make Cobb accessible for our residents. With that, thank everybody for being here today. We look forward to having a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you.